This story was about the people called spirit summoners. The story began with Aji, who was preparing the ingredients to cook for his breakfast. When he finished cooking the ramen, the tasty aroma was smelled by a spirit. A few moments later, a portal opened and a goddess-looking woman decided to appear to him. Aji was shocked, so he dropped the ramen. The woman suddenly shrunk and quickly caught the bowl of ramen and ate it. After eating, she proudly introduced herself as Dora, but to Aji's fear, he sent her out of the house. But when he returned to the kitchen, he saw her again. He got annoyed and threw her out of the window this time. But as soon as he sat down, it suddenly appeared next to him. Aji thought that it was a ghost, but according to Dora, she was a summoned spirit. Because she was still hungry, it consumed all the food she could find in the kitchen. Aji did not know what to do anymore because no matter what he does, this little woman kept coming back. So he decided to make a tea for her and asked Dora some questions. Then she started to tell other information about her, including her age and her complete form, which was the beautiful woman that Aji saw. Dora added that she was not the one who showed up voluntarily, because it was Aji himself who summoned her from her slumber. Aji could not believe this, so he decided to leave to go to school. But Dora was still following him. He managed to escape from her, but while in class, Dora suddenly appeared in the window. Dora was being persistent and wanted them to execute the contract with each other. And only then he realized that he was the only one who could see her. When Dora fell asleep, he quickly left the room to escape from her. While he was walking outside, he was noticed by a woman and she approached him to give him a letter. But suddenly, Dora appeared again behind him and this made him angry. Since the woman could not see Dora, she thought that she was the one Aji was scolding. And when he told Dora to stay away from him, the woman immediately ran away while crying. Because of this, he bought Dora lots of food and prayed to ask her to stay away from him. Dora felt sad and told what would happen if he did not agree in making the contract with her. So Dora asked a favor that they go for a walk before she leave. While they were walking, Dora showed Aji what her eyes could see. Then he started to see more spirits, and Dora showed the reasons on what was happening around them. Dora explained that anyone had the ability to summon a spirit, but most people just could not understand some things happening in the world. Because of this, only few can master this ability and they were called the summoners. She also showed him what he could do once Aji accepted her and became a full summoner. Of all the things she showed and explained to him, Aji decided to agree and made a contract with her. After the contract signing, Dora was very happy. She got on Aji's back, then she let out the wings and they flew away. Since a lot of energy was required to execute this skill, Dora ran out of energy quickly because she got hungry and so they fell to the ground. While they were treating their injuries, Aji's house suddenly lost electricity because he forgot to pay the bill. So Dora showed him the other thing that a summoner could do. Aji asked about her origin, so she told what she remembered about the war that happened until the moment that she woke up and realized that she was bound. But Dora suddenly lost her energy and quickly fell asleep. The next day while they were watching the players, something suddenly attacked Dora, which was also a summoned spirit, named Luan, and it ate her. When Aji noticed this, Luan immediately ran fast away from him. Aji chased after it, but he was suddenly blocked by a man who happened to be the brother of the woman who gave him the letter the other day. The woman showed to them how strong she was, but suddenly Aji heard Dora's voice from a distance. He quickly ran and left the two, then he continued his search for Dora. Because of what Aji heard while talking to Dora, he had an idea on how he could find her easily. When he got to this place, he told Dora what he realized about the situation. Then he said that if he just let Dora be taken by others, he would be free at last. When Dora heard this, she suddenly got angry, then started punching Luan's stomach, causing Aji to see them right away, and Dora was able to get out of it. Dora beat up Luan, but it managed to escape. It went to a beautiful girl not far away from them whose name was Hannah, who was its summoner. Luan continued teasing Dora, which made her mad and was about to approach them. But Hannah turned her back and left the area. When Dora was about to attack them, they suddenly disappeared. Aji told her that he noticed Hannah's earring, which was the same as their school's logo. He was sure that she was a member of a rich family, and he knew that he would be in trouble if he did something which was against her. Aside from that, he also felt that she was strong because its summoned spirit could move freely even though it was far away from her. Hannah and Lewin was being called by an old man named Hallen, who was her grandfather. They were told not to hesitate to use their full strength in case it was necessary because they needed to see the full potential of Adji. So Hannah and Lewin immediately left the office to go and see Adji. The students, especially the boys, were staring at her because of Hannah's beauty. They went straight to Adji's seat and she gave him an envelope with a black rose before she left the room. Adji's classmates immediately opened the envelope. It said that Hannah would meet him in the forest after school. When the class was over and Adji decided to go to the forest, his classmates were following him because they thought that Hannah would confess her love to Adji. But his classmates were caught with the vines done by Hannah, so they could not follow Adji any further in the forest. Adji was surprised when the trees bent and created a path for him. They followed the path and in the distance, they saw Hannah looking at the roses. When he was noticed by them, Adji was told by Lewin that he should surrender Dora to them. When Adji did not agree to this, Hannah threw a rose at him. Lewin changed its form and Hannah used him as a weapon to attack Adji and Dora. To counter these attacks, Dora looked for their weapon from her storage, while Hannah continued to attack Adji. Then Hannah suddenly brought out a giant moving tree and it attacked Dora. When she was about to be attacked by a giant tree, Adji immediately ran to save her. The two thought that Adji was dead, but they were surprised when a hole in the palm of the giant tree was created. Then Adji and Dora came out of it holding the ancient knives. The giant tree attacked again and so Adji hit it with his fist too. They managed to crush the tree's hand, but it attacked again, so they were forced to fly and avoid it. Then Adji attacked and was able to knock it down and Dora was happy that they did it. Because of Adji's passion for cooking, he felt that it was easy for him to handle any knife. Dora suddenly rushed to attack Hannah, but Adji stopped her. He reasoned out and told her that he did not want to be a killer. He added that Hannah had not yet even released her true strength. When Dora asked why Adji said this, he pointed those giant trees behind her. When they heard of Hannah's hungry stomach, Adji invited them to his house. While they were eating, Lewin told about good and bad summoners, and that there were also guardians and evil spirits. Since Lewin was being talkative, Hannah silenced it by putting food in its mouth. Then she went outside and was followed by Adji. Then Hannah told him her name. Hannah admitted that she had been watching him for a long time, and she once again gave him a black rose. Dora suddenly came with Lewin and they teased the two, so Hannah decided to leave. While they were at school, they suddenly saw different kinds of animals that came in the rooms. They immediately left the school, and when they arrived in the city, the wild animals were also scattered everywhere. Then the cat girl who had the ability to summon animals walked on the road, so Adji ran to save her thinking that she was being followed by wild animals. Adji also saw a cat which he named Meow and carried it, but it scratched him and went to the cat girl. The cat girl mentioned Adji's name and he even wondered if they knew each other. Dora also felt that this girl was not an ordinary being. Meanwhile, Hannah just watched them from the top of a building. Then she decided to go to them, and Lewin attacked the location of Adji and Dora to make way for them. Once they reached the ground, Hannah quickly used her vines to catch the animals. But she was attacked by the cat girl, which she was able to block, and their fight began. Using Hannah's rose whip, she was able to catch the cat girl and smash her into a building. The cat girl rushed again and used its eagle's eyes so she could easily avoid Hannah's attacks. She also used the speed of a panther, and when she saw an opportunity, she attacked Hannah with the strength of a bear, but Hannah was able to avoid it. While Adji and Dora were just on the side of the street and watched the intense fight between the two. The bear threw the block of the road at Hannah, which she once again blocked using her rose whip. At that moment, Hannah brought out the giant tree and fought against the giant bear. To make the giant tree even stronger, she conducted the fusion between it and Lewin. The giant tree brought out extra hands that attacked the bear. When it hit the bear's face, the giant tree hugged it tightly with its 4 arms and caused the bear to be defeated. But the fight was not over yet, for the scattered parts from the bear turned into wolves. They attacked the giant tree at the same time and bite its wooden body. Hannah received the same injuries on her body too. So Hannah used the tree's burst form and the wolves were thrown away from it. They quickly defeated the wolves. Adji noticed Meow struggling and suffering from a lot of injuries on its body. From the scattered part of the wolves, it suddenly took the form of a snake and quickly wrapped around the body of the giant tree. After the snake cut off one of the tree's hands, the tree managed to get rid of the snake from it. With this situation, Aji already felt that both Hannah and Meow would die if they continued their fight. When both the snake and the tree charged to attack each other, Aji asked Dora for a chain and they successfully stopped both spirits from attacking each other. Then Aji begged the two summoners to stop their fight. He also found out that the cat Meow was the summoner and the cat girl was the summoned spirit. He remembered the first day they met. After that, Lewin yelled and wanted to take Meow, but Aji refused and said that he would take care of it first until it fully recovered from its wounds. Lewin was about to approach them but Dora blocked him. Because of this, Hannah could not do anything about it, so they decided to leave. When Aji brought Meow to his house, that was the moment that he understood better how animals became one of the summoners. Meow's familiar mentioned the summoner animals she knew who were mammoth, turtle and skunk. Then she also mentioned her sibling, whom she had been looking for a long time. While they were talking about her sibling, they did not know that he was already outside the house and watching them. The next afternoon, while Aji was resting, someone suddenly visited them. When he opened the door, he saw strange creatures with the same face and outfits. He was told that their master was inviting him to his house. When Aji refused, they immediately brought out different types of weapons to threaten him. Because of this, they had no other choice but to go with them and ride the helicopter. Then they were taken to a mansion and was welcomed by Hannah. As they were on their way to the mansion, they saw different types of summoned spirits who were working around the garden. As they continued walking, they did not know that a crow was watching their movements. When they entered the mansion, they saw a large statue of a woman that was said to be the legendary leader of the Watchers. As they were going up the stairs, Aji heard a woman's voice, so he looked at the statue once again. When he stared at the statue's eyes, he was suddenly brought to a vast area. There he saw the woman who was standing next to a big tree and calling his name. She was waving at him, and when he was about to approach her, he was suddenly woken up by Dora's hand. Although confused of what happened, they continued to the room where Hallen was waiting, and learned that he was the summoner of the summoned spirits in the mansion, and a well-known businessman too. But when Hallen asked them to sit, they suddenly felt a strong force pulling them and made them sat down instantly. It was the moment that Hallen began to explain the two classes of summoners. The first class endowed with the power of nature and maintaining balance in the world, who were called the Watchers. While the other class of summoners were the ones who kill, start chaos and try to conquer the whole world, were called Destroyers. But what Aji did not expect was when Hallen mentioned about his past. The old man even knew about his decision in changing his hair color to hide its real appearance. Much to his surprise was the hidden photo of his parents in his wallet was also revealed by Hallen. And he also said that it was not just a coincidence that just because of ramen he was able to summon Dora. Even Aji did not know much about the origin of his parents and what they really were. So Hallen asked him if he was not wondering about this and the connections of all that he mentioned to him. Dora suddenly joined the conversation and showed the contents of Aji's wallet. When she brought out all its content, they saw a torn photograph of a young Aji with yellow hair and his parents. Hallen also spoke about Meow's sibling, who was currently being chased as a wanted criminal, for he was a member of the Destroyer Terror Assassination Squad. With these much knowledge that Hallen shared to them, they were all dumbfounded. He offered them to stay in the mansion for the meantime so Aji could get the answers to the questions in his mind. When Dora mentioned about Aji's studies, Hallen laughed and said that there was nothing to worry about it because he was their school principal. While they were eating, someone suddenly attacked them, so Hallen immediately blocked it. Then they found out that it was a member of the Destroyers, which was a stone man. Hallen fought it, and with his strength and speed, he always hit the enemy with his attacks. But the enemy unleashed great power, causing the upper part of the mansion to collapse. Hallen ordered Hannah to leave the place with the others, and he also assigned her to protect Aji. When the enemy attacked, they quickly left the mansion. They were surprised to see that the entire area around the mansion was also destroyed. Another member of the Destroyers, named Yang, appeared too and mercilessly shot the summoned spirits. In Hannah's anger, she immediately attacked Yang, but the enemy just avoided them all. Yang released bombs to their location and blew them up as well. Meow saw her brother from distance. The mansion's guards attacked his brother, but he quickly defeated them and even the mansion's chef. Meow transformed into a cat girl to approach him, but she was also attacked by her brother. When Aji saw this, he immediately attacked Meow's brother, but there was another enemy that appeared, named Manang. Before he could hit Meow's brother, he was surprised to find himself in another place and transformed into a child. He saw the big tree there again, and behind him was his mother who was hugging him. Suddenly, the whole environment changed, and so did his mother's appearance. In reality, Dora was trying to wake him up, but he still would not go back to his senses. While at the top of the mansion, Hallen continued to beat the stone man in their fight. Hannah also took out the giant tree, but Young just easily dodged its attack. While in shock, another enemy, named Himiko, attacked her from behind, and this caused her to get a serious injury. It attacked her again, and because of Hannah's weakness, she could not stop it. Hallen saw this and immediately came to Hannah's rescue and healed her. While Hallen's two hands were occupied in healing Hannah into his opponent, Meow's brother attacked, which Hallen was unable to block. Yong followed it with another attack and shot Hallen on its forehead. But after that, Hallen released a great power and a giant spirit came out. Meow's brother tried to attack it, but Hallen's spirit just countered it with another attack, and with its great strength, all the things it passed through were destroyed. Meow's brother even managed to survive after that. The leader of the enemies, named Wang Xin, appeared in the area and was immediately attacked by Hallen, but Wang Xin easily blocked it. He just absorbed all Hallen's power until he made him weaken. After that, he immediately killed Hallen. When the destroyers left the area, a large part of the mansion disappeared at the same time. After the destruction of the entire mansion, they first stayed at Aji's house, where they continued to treat Hannah and hoped to heal her. As Dora watched the news of what happened to the mansion, she could not hide her annoyance and wanted to take revenge on the enemies immediately. Meow entered the house and did not know what to do because her brother was now her enemy. Then Aji spoke. He knew that they could not defeat their opponents with their current strength. He needed to gather information about their enemies first and make a plan properly. He showed a video he found online showing the fight that took place in the mansion between Stone Man and Hallen. He had a hunch that the person who took and uploaded the video might also be a summoner. He knew that the videos of the fight would help them get information about their attackers, so he planned to find this uploader. Since this year's book signing would be held on the same day, they would take advantage of this opportunity to meet this person. Together with Dora and Meow, they left the house to find the person that they were looking for, while Lewin was left to watch over Hannah. Meanwhile, the person they were looking for, named Stan, was about to go to the book signing venue. Using Stan's cell phone, it could activate the various devices it wanted to control. A few minutes after the start of Stan's book signing, Aji also arrived there. Aji pretended to buy Stan's comic book, but after he paid it, Stan recognized him immediately. Stan knew that Aji needed something from him. He even pointed out Dora and Meow who were hiding nearby. Then Aji asked him what was his ability, and it immediately replied that he was good at cell phones. But Dora and Meow were not surprised by this. They were surprised when Stan said that there were not only 5 but 7 members of the destroyers who attacked the mansion. Dora suddenly grabbed Stan's cell phone and Stan taught her how to use it. Suddenly, the cell phone gave a warning and Meow immediately noticed that there was an attack coming, so she grabbed the two and avoided it. Stan immediately seen on the cell phone that there was a group approaching them. Since Stan knew that he was the target of those enemies, he quickly ran away. Aji's group followed him because they needed him to get more information about the enemies. Then they noticed their pursuers, who turned out to be robots, quickly approached them. So Stan informed them to jump on the bridge, and when they did, Stan's car caught them. Using his cell phone, he was able to control the car. He knew that the robots were sent by the destroyers because of their logo. Then he said the reason why he was being targeted by them, and it was because he attempted to hack the destroyers' headquarters server. So Dora and Meow decided to retaliate against the attacks. When they tried to take down the mechanical spirits, those machines just avoided their attacks. Then Stan used the electricity to attack one of them, which was quickly destroyed. As the remaining 3 mechanical spirits continued to attack them, Aji created a holy shield. But they released missiles and aimed ahead of the road to destroy it. When the robots aimed at them, Stan managed to control a truck in the distance which immediately drove towards the robot. But the other robots blew up the truck. From the scattered parts of the vehicle, Stan used these materials to form a robot and used it against the opponents. Since this robot was bigger and more powerful than the mechanical spirits, it quickly destroyed the enemies. But due to the leak in its fuel tank, it gradually caught fire and exploded, causing Stan to be thrown and fell to the ground. When they approached Stan, they found out that his hair was fake and that he was also a man. Though it was just a disguise, Adji still offered him to work with them to defeat the destroyers. Then Stan took them to his high-tech car that he considered his home. He also showed them the map on a screen where the summoners could be found in specific locations. As time goes by, those with potential on becoming summoners turned red, which means that they had joined and became members of the destroyers. Stan also showed a file when the destroyers attacked the mansion of Hallen. Then they saw that there were 7 members of destroyers in the area at the time of the attack. They also noticed that there were a lot of summoned spirits scattered in the mansion. In addition, Stan showed the data of the dates when the number of summoning phenomena started and drastically increased. And from that day, when the destroyers had moved aggressively, it seemed that all the summoned spirits were suddenly awoken. Adji remembered that this was also the day when Dora first appeared to him. They decided to return to the mansion of Hallen. Stan showed them where he had seen the location of the 7 destroyers that attacked them. And one of their members was the one that controlled Adji's mind. Then they approached the large hole that had been created after the destroyers left the area. When they got down to the area, Stan showed the previous content of the mansion's underground where there were many sealed summoned spirits that Hallen's family had collected as one of the duties of a watcher. According to Stan, Hallen was the strongest full attributed summoner he knew. While walking, Adji saw a body part from the stone man that Hallen fought. Meow smelled it and she knew that it smelled like the Manjushwar flower. Adji said that this flower was rare and there was only one place near the city of Maple Grove that had this kind of plant. Stan looked for this area using his phone and found the stone forest 300 kilometers away from Maple Grove City. A spiritual energy was also detected there just 5 hours ago, so it was possible that the stone man came there. Adji thought that this was a rare opportunity, so they decided to go to the stone forest. While they were in the car of Stan and eating their meal, Adji talked about his past when his parents left him. Meow asked Dora about her past, but she said that she could not remember much about it. When Stan did a scan on Dora's body, he saw the crystal inside her which was surrounded by a chain. He said that Dora did not lose her memory, instead, it was only sealed. When they arrived at the stone forest, they immediately saw the flowers in a house in the middle. Meow suddenly felt that someone was coming out of the house, so they immediately hid. A man named Moduo came out and Stan immediately used his phone to confirm if this was the stone man. While Stan had yet to complete the data, they just watched the man for a moment. After a few minutes, Dora suddenly saw a rat approach her which caused her to scream in shock. Thinking that Dora was already seen by Moduo, Adji decided to show himself to him too. When they got close to him, Adji was surprised that he was the only one Moduo could see. They talked about what happened in this place and why there were so many flowers there. Meow sensed that a storm was coming and Moduo seemed restless as he watched the flowers being blown away by the wind. After a few moments, Moduo got mad and tried to stop the petals of the blooming flowers from flying away. When Stan had finished his scan, they confirmed that this was indeed the stone man. They immediately informed Adji and was about to go to Moduo, but it was too late. Moduo suddenly transformed into a stone man. It attacked them, so Adji used a shield, but it was still being destroyed immediately by the power of the stone man's attack. Even though they were working together, their attacks did work against the hard skin of the stone man. Dora returned to her complete form and she begged Stan to give her and Adji time while they were preparing to bring out the weapon that Adji would use for the fight. Meow tried to fight the stone man, but when it got hold of her, he threw her away and Meow lost in the fight. So Stan decided to fight the stone man and gave Adji 3 more minutes. The stone man repeatedly attacked him, but it could not hit him. On its annoyance, the stone man released great power, causing his clones to be revealed and exposed the real Stan. When Stan was thrown away, Adji caught him and he immediately brought out his shield to protect them. But after that, they were surprised because they saw human bones on the cracked earth. They thought that these were the people who once lived in the area. The stone man attacked them again, but Aji easily blocked it. After a while, Aji could already feel the intense power inside his body. He brought out a spear and immediately rushed at the enemy. He was able to break through its hard body shield. Next, he used the sword, which also crushed the stone wrapped around its other arm. With a knife, Aji aimed at its core and used the mallet to turn Moduo back into its human form. They were about to kill Moduo, but he begged not to do it because the evil spirit would return inside his body. Then Moduo told everything from the time he was born until he was able to release his true power after the death of Iwa, who was the only person that protected him. In his anger, he killed all the people in their village. While in grief, Mudu suddenly felt something strange in his body and Stan's cell phone detected intense spiritual energy. Wang Xin found out what happened to Moduo, so he called for a meeting. Then Menang reminisced about the day they saved Moduo from his misery after the incident in the village. They knew that if the chain they put on Moduo would be broken, the evil spirit would come out and overcome Mudu again. When the evil spirit finally appeared, Stan also found out that Moduo was dead. They tried to help each other in fighting the evil spirit, but all the attacks they made against it were useless. The evil spirit managed to knock down Miao and Stan by attacking them using its hard fist. Aji tried to use the mallet, but it did not work on the enemy until it was crushed. Even the spear did not work on it, so he begged Dora to create a huge weapon that they could use to finish the enemy with just one attack. When Aji attacked with the big sword, it got broken and he was even hit by the opponent's blow. He immediately lost consciousness, and no matter how Dora woke him up, he did not open his eyes. Then Aji dreamed that the crystal inside Dora's body was in front of him. The enemy rushed at them again and Dora tried to block those attacks. When it managed to hit Dora, Aji grabbed the crystal and this awakened the real form of Dora. She immediately created many swords and used them to knock the enemy down. Then she created a huge sword that fell from the sky, causing the evil spirit to be defeated completely. Aji got a glimpse of Dora's true form, but when he opened his eyes again, it was the little Dora that was at his side and waking him up. Because of Moduo's death, Aji knew that the destroyers would find them. After they bid goodbye to Moduo, they left the area. In the evening, the members of the destroyers arrived there. Wang Xin saw the past event and those who fought against Moduo. While the group of Aji were in the car and were being treated from the wounds they got in the fight, Stan's cell phone got an alert that enemies were coming. Kamiko appeared in front of the car and split it in just one attack. Then Wang Xin attacked them too. Yam got behind them and shot Stan and Miao. Using Lei's power, Aji's body was split into pieces and his death was witnessed by Dora. When Aji passed out, he woke up in a place with a lot of broken glass. Suddenly someone spoke and according to him, Aji was in a time crack. It appeared to him and told Aji that he was dead. It also showed him what happened after he died. Aji got mad and blamed himself for the death of all his companions. But the man asked him that if he was given 3 minutes, could he be able to change what might happen to them? Then the man showed his face and Aji immediately recognized him because it turned out to be his father. He told Aji that he would wait for him in the demon furnace. When Aji woke up again, he was able to go back in time a few minutes before the destroyers attacked them. He immediately got up and told the others what they needed to do. When Himiko attacked, Aji's group was no longer in the car, but they left a bomb that exploded. Using another car, they quickly returned to his house to pick up Hannah and Lewin. But when they got home, the two were not there anymore. Aji just saw a letter that was left on the bed. When they were about to leave the house, Stan was able to get in control on a helicopter. And it was what they used while escaping the destroyers. They opened Hannah's letter and it said that she would be waiting at the demon furnace. Then Aji remembered what his father said to him. Since Aji did not know anything about the demon furnace, Stan explained it to him. This was the place where other summoners trained themselves to become full summoners. It was where the other members of the destroyers and also Hannah's grandfather trained. Stan wanted to go to this place, but he did not know its location. When Aji noticed the coordinates in Hannah's letter, he showed it to Stan. Stan's cell phone confirmed the location and it was 7,000 kilometers away from them. They all decided to go there, so they put the helicopter on its top speed. A few hours, they arrived at the entrance to the demon furnace. After passing through it, Aji suddenly felt something strange around them. Himiko suddenly attacked them using her sword and destroyed the helicopter. Stan immediately used his cell phone to turn the damaged helicopter into a robot. While riding the robot, they worked together to attack Himiko, but she just dodged the attacks. The next attacker appeared and turned out to be Yang, who shot them multiple times. They retaliated, but Yang easily dodged their attacks. While they were continuously being attacked, Miao's brother appeared and was immediately attacked by Aji. But the opponent just spread out as it turned into crows and attacked the robot. Since the robot was no longer functioning due to the damages it received, they fell into the Demon Furnace Island. They were surprised to see the destroyers approaching them. Suddenly, an administrator of the Demon Furnace, named Bunny, came there and put a red tag on each of them because of their violations on the island. Yang aimed her gun at Bunny, who was not even budged by Yang's threat. Instead, she lectured Yang about the rules on the island. Since Wang Xin and their other members already came there, Bunny approached them and reprimanded them as well. In Himiko's anger, he pointed a sword at Bunny, but Wang Xin stopped her because Bunny was said to be respected in the Demon Furnace. Because of this, the destroyers decided to leave the island. Then Bunny told Aji's group that she would wait for them at the sign-up plaza, and then she left. While they were walking towards the sign-up plaza, they met a man who introduced himself as Li Chad. He offered them a ride and told the story of how the Demon Furnace or the Furnace Island was formed. He said that this happened after the Watchers and Destroyers came to an agreement to end the incessant war. This was also the reason why fighting and killing were prohibited inside this island. The Demon Furnace considered and served as the venue for the tournament of the summoners. When they arrived at the sign-up plaza, they also saw other summoners who wanted to enter the arena. To sign up, they had to pass and entered any of the 4 gates. To enter Gate 1, they must first pay 2 million furnace coins. Since Stan had a lot of money, he was able to pay it right away and was able to enter it. So they just moved to Gate 2, but only beautiful women could pass through it. Dora transformed into her complete form, so she passed right away and took Aji with her. Then Miao also tried to show her beauty, but she did not pass the qualifications of the gate's guard. Then she moved to Gate 3, where the physical strength of the participant was measured. In Miao's anger, she broke the machine that measured the strength of the participants and immediately passed. When they all met inside, they saw Li Chad coming from Gate 4. According to Li Chad, a person's status was measured at Gate 4 because only famous people, politicians, or leaders of an area can pass through it. What they did not know, that Li Chad was one of the top 10 most wanted criminals. Bunny met all the passers and explained about the 100 floors the contestants would have to go through to reach the top. They reached the first floor, where it was a hotel and a place for the contestants to rest. Bunny informed that the first knockout stage would take place the next day. Then they smelled food, so they immediately went to it, for they were hungry. But for the retakers, they knew that the exam was starting already. While they were taking a bath, they saw Hannah on TV, who was recognized as the MVP of the game and was currently on the 11th floor. Aji and the others were happy to see Hannah, and they were even more excited to start the competition. In the middle of the night, while they were resting, sharp objects suddenly came out of the walls of the room. The walls slowly moved closer to them. They tried to get out, but Aji could not open the door. Dora looked at the window, but it was also barred. She also tried to use all kinds of weapons she had, but those did not work on the door. Aji thought of a way and asked Dora to create a key. When they got out of the room, they went to Miao's room, and a cockroach slowly came out of the door. It turned out to be Miao, who disguised herself as a cockroach to get out of the room. One by one, the other participants also came out of their rooms using their respective powers. They remembered Stan, so they immediately went to his room. They were horrified when they saw blood coming out of the door. Fortunately, Stan suddenly came out of the ventilation duct. Suddenly, the examiner of the first floor made an announcement and said that the test had started. Then they realized that what Bunny meant was that the game would start at exactly 12 in the midnight. To pass the first test, they just need to get out of the hotel. As the test continued, some participants saw various types of traps scattered throughout the hotel. Many of the participants immediately fell into these traps. When they reached a door, they read something written on it. They were confused as to what to believe in the writings, but Aji decided to destroy this door. When they broke it, they saw the other participants and the examiner, named Lino, who was in the middle of the room. Everyone in this room passed the first test, so Lino gave each one of them a chest. When they opened it, many people received treasures, but when Stan opened his chest, it contained bombs. Then Lino told them that this was their ticket to the second floor, so he blew it up. Because of this, they all fell to the second floor where they met Bunny, who was the examiner there. After Bunny said the test was a race, the lights were turned on and only then did they found out that they were standing on a racetrack. According to Bunny, they had to finish 20 laps and the first 15 participants to finish would be those who would pass the second test. Because the retakers already knew this, they had something ready to surely finish this test. When it started, Meow took the lead right away, but an animal summoner who was also a squirrel ninja caught up. Following them were Agi and a wizard who were at the top, while Stan used a missile he stole from the Pacific. As the contest went on, the others started to attack some of the participants. Because of this, some of the participants were eliminated until only 15 of them were left. Then Bunny announced that they just need to get to the finish line to find out who would get the first place. Meanwhile, in the base of the destroyers, Wanzin's group were preparing their new ally that they would send to attack Agi. After the fight of Yang and Hamiko, Lei showed to them the TV that he stole when he went to Furnace Island. Then they started watching the competition that was taking place in the Demon Furnace. Meow led the race, followed by Agi in second place and Hero was in third place. For the test on the third floor, Agi won the battle in the food preparation. And on the fourth floor, was to sing on a karaoke, but Yang started shooting the TV when they could not take the noise from it. Wang Xin came to them to show their new companion who would be sent to Agi. Since Yang, Hamiko and Lei had not yet joined the Demon Furnace, Wang Xin decided to make them join in the competition. On the other hand, Bunny gave a report to the leaders about the Group 7 of the current season. She showed the 15 contestants who reached the 5th floor and Aji's group was also included in this batch. Bunny also showed the 30,000 tons of spiritual energy they had collected. She was instructed by them to take it to the 100th floor of the Demon Furnace. When she reached the 100th floor, she saw the goddess Pandora who according to Bunny was the source of spirits. Then she offered to her the spiritual energy that she brought. This is the end of the season 1 of The Last Summoner. I hope you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. And subscribe to my channel so you won't miss newly uploaded videos. Thank you for watching.